Hey, this is Majin. Here's my comic pull is for January 17th, 2018. Alright, we'll start off first with this gem right here from Valiant, Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. Now, for those of you who may not know, Ninjak is obviously this super spy, MI6 Caucasian ninja who, works for the, government type thing. And there are evil forces at work that basically force him to betray his country, and they basically send everybody in the Valiant universe after him. Now, I mean, the art's okay. There's a Medusa clone who's a lot more deadlier than Medusa, but I think my major complaint with this book is just the unoriginality of how it starts. Like, for an example, you know Ninjak is a good guy. You know that he's being forced to do this because if he doesn't do this, then people will die. And the villain makes it perfectly clear, she's going to do bad things. So, he commits treason. What I was thinking would have been a much better approach is you don't take it from Ninjak's story, from point of view. You take it from the other characters in the Valiant universe, and then Ninjak comes in and betrays everybody. And they're left with going, what the heck is going on? You're left with going, with what the heck is going on? Because you don't know, did he turn evil for real? Or, is he being blackmailed, to do this thing? And, as the issues go, then you uncover what's really going on. But the point is, you make Ninjak evil, or appear to be evil for as long as you can, to build up the hype of, is he good or bad? And, you throw some clues along the way, but, it's more interesting of a story than already knowing the punchline, that he's being, forced to do this. So, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm dropping this one, because it's just, they already threw their cards down. You already know what's going to happen, and, in the long run, everybody's going to be saved, so to speak. Villains are going to be beat. It's zero originality. So what's the point? If they can't even come up with a start to an issue different than what you've seen on TV, movies, and comics, right? All right. Let's go with Super Sons Broken Future. Sons of Tomorrow finale. Now, alright, I'm kind of torn because on one level, this spread here is supposed to be this amazing thing that tells you everything, but it doesn't tell you jack crap. Other than, he's going through time and, he's basically, for lack of a better term, he's an evil Booster Gold, so to speak, because he's, fixing what he believes is wrong, and Tim is just completely whacked out of his head. Now, we do get a little bit of an interaction between the Teen Titan, or the Titans, whatever, from the future, and the rest of the younger version. But, it's really short-lived. It's kind of like, hey, we're here. Okay, we showed you this thing, maybe purposely, accidentally, and we gotta go. Tim's gone. The Tim issue's gone. And I'm just like, what the heck just happened? Now, so all of that, honestly, I wasn't even interested in that part of the story anymore. It was just, to me, it was lame. And just because it was like, the way they handled the whole process of Tim coming back, and the adult version, and then the way he said, okay, I got to stop Batwoman. Okay, no, I got to stop somebody else now, and I got to stop somebody else. It's like, dude, you were so focused on one person. Make a story out of that one person. Don't say you're evil right at the beginning, and then again, don't show your cards. This storyline could have gone for a year. Here's Tim. He's trapped in the wrong future. The heroes are like, oh my god, we got to get you to the right spot. Tim's biding his time, waiting to kill Batwoman. Throw some clues down that this is what he's going to do, and then have the betrayal. Have Tim, the younger version of Tim, and Damian figure it out, and at the last second prevent the murder of Batwoman, and then all hell breaks loose. Now you have the Titans and the Bat Family fighting. That would have been spectacular. I would have been on board. Versus, here I am, pow, 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 Bruce, pow, pow, and then go to the next one, pow, pow. All right, got to kill this guy now. Boom, explosion, Titan's towers destroyed, and then everybody goes home. Like, what the heck just happened, right? Now, this is the part that I will say saved this issue, and that is the relationship between Damian and Superboy. Now, for the longest time, Damian has been a royal pain in his butt. John's always been very supportive. His hand is always going out extended in friendship. And Damian is just the exact opposite. Now, that's just the way Damian is. He's just not going to be Mr. Nice Guy. But he has your back by his actions. And in this case, you had John, who was trying to become a member of the Teen Titans. They were having a vote, and Damian was the one guy who's like, you can't do this. He's too young, blah, blah, blah. Always, no, no, no. And then now Damian throws the vote up, and he immediately sides with John and says, this is what I think we should do. So I thought that was like a really good turning point for their relationship. And I thought that was done in a good way, because you can still have Damian and, like John playing the light and dark, the hopeful, optimistic, and then the, this is by the numbers, and, I'm not going to compliment you because, you don't deserve it type attitude. They can still do all of that, but this is that key moment where they show the true friendship between the two characters. So I thought that was a great ending to a broken beginning. All right, Batman 39. Okay, so Wonder Woman shows up in Gotham, goes, hey, we got to go to this one guy. We promised that we would stand in for him and fight this endless horde of demons, monsters, whatever. And you can go to the real world, our world, and you can have time away from this battle. Now, time moves differently. It's basically, let's say an hour in normal time is could be thousands of years in the other world. So what's happening is Bruce and Wonder Woman are just in this endless battle, non-stop fighting. And they show pictures of them where they're normal, and then you can see on their facial expressions that they're starting to get worn out. Based on their conversation, you can tell how long have we been here. There's even question, is he going to come back? And the other guy, he just wants to talk to his wife, and Selena goes with him, is watching over him. Now, the one part which could be both a good and a bad ending is right here, where they've been away from their loved ones for an extreme amount of time, and they can feel it. Bruce feels, I guess you can say the loss of Selena, in the sense that he's been out of contact with her for so long. And at the very end, they start moving in for the kiss. So, this begs to, here's where begs the question. Is Bruce going to cheat? Is his cheating understandable? Or is Bruce going to pull back at the last second and go, look, I can't do that to Selena. So that's what I'm saying, is this is a moment in time where, people could, Bruce Wayne could either gain a lot of respect because of what he did, or he just becomes a cheater. So that's where I'm kind of torn with it. Other than that, I thought the story potentially is interesting. I mean, I understand most of the focus is on these two, so that's where most of the story should be. But I kind of want to know more about the guy who's stuck fighting back the hordes of monsters. Just a little bit more about, what's he doing, and like what is his plans now that he's back? What's the deal with his wife? And why is his wife so understanding that he can come back and then disappear again? Unless, of course, he's doing this a lot more often than they let on. But anyways, one more quick thing. Now, with DC's putting up a bunch of new books. And if you remember, Marvel did the all new, all different. And I think that this is where DC really is doing it right. With Marvel, if you just quick recap, what Marvel did was their all new, all different is they took established male characters, Caucasian, white, fan-friendly characters. And, basically their entire backbone, their entire, the stability of the company rested on these characters, And they killed or removed. Like, for an example, the Hulk, they killed Bruce Banner. Tony Stark, they put him into, like, the coma, and then they had him, now he disappeared. Captain America, they turned him into a Nazi-type character. So they took key characters off the board, right? Thor was in exile type thing. And they changed everybody to become a female or minority type thing. So they completely changed the landscape. Like, for an example, you would have, instead of having Tony Stark, you now have a young black female who's Iron Man. And they just tossed her in the Iron Man suit, and everybody's supposed to accept it. Jane Foster picks up the hammer of Thor, and, well, my gosh, she's worthy suddenly. I'm not saying that her character is bad, but there's nothing to lead up to that moment. You had Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Boy used to be a male caveman, and now you have a young girl who's a minority, who's like not even in high school, but she's smarter than Reed Richards and Bruce Banner. So when you take all these key characters off the field without even like a good build-up, without a good story to introduce these characters. I mean, Riri had a little bit of a story, but it was just like little bits and pieces. Hi, I'm Iron Man, and Tony says, okay, you can keep the armor. I'm like, where did this happen, But what DC's doing is they're introducing brand new characters. Now, I understand, like, for an example, Damage. Damage used to be a superhero, and it was a really cool concept because it was this kid, he had this incredible explosive power, but he couldn't really control it. But he got killed. And you also have other comics, like you have the Challengers of the Unknown, you have the Terrifics, which has like Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man is in there. So it's like, you have some familiarity, but at the same time, these are characters that can grow. Like, it's not like you're taking, let's say, Batman and making him, I don't know, let's say, it doesn't matter, a minority, changes gender, and he's now the Bruce Wayne. He gets everything that Bruce Wayne had, type thing. And he gets his own book, type thing. So, that would be harder for a fan to swallow versus here's a brand new group of characters, and then, granted, a lot of these I think are going to fail. I'll be honest, a lot of these are going to go down. And I also don't expect a lot of them to have stellar sales. But the key thing about this is if any of these books succeed at any level, they have basically started another generation, another tier of characters. where they can expand the DC universe on, and that's what I think both Marvel and DC need. Well, Marvel needs all their old characters back, figure out which of the new revamped ones still work, modify them, and throw them back out as slightly different. But you still have Iron Man, you still have the real Hulk. You don't have fake Hulk. And this is just shows a lot more thought, a lot more originality, versus you're just going to like a MMO generator and going male, female, click, elf, dwarf, click. It's ridiculous. So this I'm really looking forward to. I'm planning on buying all of these, and honestly, I'm hoping that they're all good. I know, realistically speaking, that's probably not going to happen. I think a lot of these are going to get good starts, and then after that first initial story arc, then they're just going to fall apart. But I'm really looking forward to these, unlike what Marvel did. Marvel was just like, it was ridiculous. They basically said, F you to all the old fans. We want to capture this small group of people as our fan base. And, look what happened. At least here, DC keeps their existing fan base, and they hopefully will expand on that in the sense of sales, because their fans will buy more books type thing. But we'll see how everything goes. Anyways, that's the poll. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to read. I heard Thor, Jane Foster's dying again type thing, so we'll see. I haven't read it. I don't really plan on reading it, but you know how death works in Marvel. So, anyways, let me know what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. We'll have more stuff later. Like, share, and until next time.